Welcome back. You're live on Xpressive. Of course, we all live in Ghana if you're watching the show in Ghana. But around the country of Ghana and in the West African sub-region, in the last couple of years, we've experienced some forms of terrorism and also coup d'etats. Nigeria, Burkina Faso, even La Côte d'Ivoire. So this morning, we're going to explore drone technology in fighting against terrorism. And in the true spirit of ECOWAS, I have one Ghanaian and one Burkinabe. We're glad to welcome to our show Kader Ibudu, who is the CEO of NAANA Technologies and the Burkinabe, and Kofi Owusu Eduse, who's the CEO of SokoAerial Drone Company, and a friend of our show as well. He always comes around to talk to us about these technologies. Good morning to you, gentlemen. It's good to see you both. Kofi, I haven't seen you in a while. Did you?
A little busy.
Do you have more? Do you have more dollars now, or you have less dollars? Interesting. Kader, welcome to Ghana.
Thank you.
Is this your first time?
Not my first time.
Okay.
I came before with Mr.
Could you speak up for me a bit?
I came before here several times.
Oh, okay. You've been here several times.
Yes.
Okay. You and I are going to manage English and French today, so we just
Okay.
you bring your small, I'll bring my small, put it together.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about what your company does at NAANA Technology.
Okay. NAANA Technology is a private defense company. We are mainly focused on emerging technologies like UAV drones, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and we develop those solutions to support government institutions like NGOs and mining companies.
Ah, that's interesting. You work on technology that employs drones as well, I believe.
Exactly.
And Kofi is our man down here who takes care of all that stuff. Kofi, tell me about this collaboration and why it's important. Give me a general overview of what's really going on here between these two companies and the collaboration.
Yeah, so I think for the past 2 years, we've been working close with NAANA Technology in terms of developing cross-border solutions to help solve some of our social problems as well as our security problems. And NAANA Technology is a partner that we have been working with very closely in terms of developing local-based security solutions when it comes to drones, artificial intelligence. Today's threats that is facing Burkina is also facing us, and majority of these threats are multifaceted. So we need to also equip them to stop the threat at their end so that it doesn't descend down here. And that is why there's a need for this collaboration to make sure that we are working together closely with them to help them prevent the threats up there so that it doesn't come down here.
Okay, Kader, tell me about, for those of us who do not know about the tensions that happened in Burkina Faso. How was it? Was that scary for you, living there?
Okay. First of all, the threats in Burkina Faso is dynamic.
It's dynamic?
Yes, dynamic.
Wow.
It's
Dynamic threats.
Yes, it's dynamic because the method terrorists use is changing. You know, they attack units, frontline bases. They attack the infrastructure like bridge, electrical assets, and also water assets. And also there are roads with landmine.
Wow.
So
really?
Yes.
Then I'm not aware at all of what's going on in Burkina Faso.
That's why. So
landmines in Burkina Faso.
Yes. Before we came here, last week, there is a landmine explosions killed about 35 population.
Seriously?
People, yes.
Wow.
So the threat is very dynamic, and the government is doing its best to resolve the problem because, at the same time, you have to take care of the displaced people. Because if I cut the infrastructure and attack the gendarmeries, police stations, people displaced. So we have to take care of them and also fight against terrorism with the military support.
Who are the attackers? Do you know?
Mainly now it is Burkina, because of, rural people, you can brainwash their mind and so that they can.
So these are local Burkinabe?
Yes, mainly local Burkinabe, yes.
Oh, wow. Kofi, give me your assessment of your conversations with Kader in terms of the threats in Burkina Faso. What do you know so far?
So basically, we don't have the same kind of threats that they have, but we share border with them. And today's threats are multifaceted. You can see that the national security is running a campaign. If you hear something, speak about it.
Yeah.
It means that somehow these threats are finding their way into the country. And their threats may not be necessarily the same as us, but the perpetrators are the same.
They are close by.
They are close by. So there is that need for us to give them the relevant support as we have been able to develop over the time here, so that they can also use it to help in solving some of their problems up there.
Let me ask you, Kader, before we go into all the tech, also I'm interested in this, these threats.
Okay.
What are the major factors do you think began these threats and this terrorist attacks in Burkina Faso?
Oh, it's like what you said at the beginning. You are in Ghana, but you are not aware of the threats in Burkina.
Yeah.
It was the same with Burkina when the threat was in Mali. So we think Mali is far. It's not so, and we didn't anticipate so that the terrorists began to come in Burkina borders with weapons, everything. So this is a major.
This is a major. I can see. Yes. I can see. You can see a few images on our screens there.
Yes.
NAANA Technology is also aiding in trying to combat these terrorist attacks. But what can you tell me about the livelihoods of the ordinary Burkinabe today? Do people feel safe? Are people going about their daily activities, or there's some reserve as to how people act or move around?
Now people are trying to be resilient because it is a threat. You don't know when it will end, so that we have to be resilient and know how to deal with that in our daily activities. So in our daily life, we used to have some actions to help the government resolve the problem. And this is the main focus of the population now.
This is the main focus. Wow, that's pretty interesting to learn all of this morning. But Kofi, tell me what really ignited this collaboration between SokoAerial and NAANA Technologies.
So SokoAerial for the past 5 years have been developing quite a number of technology which we are using to help our security agencies. And when he reached out to me, we felt that our technology now needs to be put to a good use to them, because we were already using it here, which was already helping us. And from all the information we have gathered, as much as we need it, they also need it. Just as he said, in the beginning they thought the threats were in Mali. They didn't anticipate it coming down to them in Burkina. And that's the same way we now have to also help prevent it from coming down here by also equipping them with whatever we know, so that they can also take the fight up there.
Oh, we understand that now in modern warfare, human beings are hardly deployed, but these machines are, drones are. Tell me how drones have changed the game in terms of, warding against terrorism and warfare.
The most important thing now is that we have traditional equipment and we have these new equipment that are coming up. And most of these old equipment are not able to combat these new equipment when they are retrofitted by the terrorist groups. So here's the case. We intend to use the drones for identifying where the threats are coming from. But the same drones, they can attach grenades and bombs onto it. And once it goes up, it becomes a very small flying machine. And the traditional systems cannot get it down. So the impact here is that they are using a very cheap product to cause so much harm. And
something that this technology could detect.
Yes.
But they are struggling from it.
They are struggling from it. And companies like NAANA Technology and SokoAerial, we are focusing on building these platforms that can help government detect some of these problems ahead of time, and then reduce the threat and its impact on the civil population, as well as public infrastructure.
Okay. Kade, tell me, does Burkina Faso as a country have the technology to, carry on with this, employment of drones and counter-terrorism, all of that? Do you have the technology in Burkina Faso?
Since the threat has started, we used to rely on Western countries with their drone solutions.
Okay.
But now the main focus of the new government is to develop local technologies, and that's why we got support from the Minister of Finance, Mr. Abel Some, to develop local solutions. And the military chiefs are aware that we have to be independent. We have to develop local solutions to have sustainable and permanent support from local skills. And now they're used to use drones like for civil drones. But now we are trying to develop military drones that can be used, like Kofi said, with payload. We can use it to have ISO missions like intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. And that's the main operation now.
Tell me why particularly you reached out to Kofi on this project.
Ghana should be proud of Mr. Kofi because
Ghana's proud of you, Mr. Kofi.
Yes, because he has done a lot, and we noticed that we can have a strong collaboration with SokoAerial to develop together local-based solution to face African threats like the terrorism. And we have started years ago to develop a drone solution and know-how sharing and how we can train our armed forces. And with his experience and our experience with the terrorism, we can share and develop locally made drone solutions.
That's very interesting to learn. Kofi, tell me what this partnership have yielded so far in terms of providing solutions to the Burkinabe people.
So not only my company, there are other companies, one in Kumasi, Wingestra, that we are also working together to build a solid platform for them. And what I'm seeing now is that these guys, even in Kumasi, even before they are graduating, they're already getting jobs because of the partnership these guys are having with us, which is transcending across the country for other companies to also leverage on. And the good thing now here is that we are learning from them. I'm also improving my French, and I'm also working closely with them. And every day we are crossing the language barrier, whilst we are also trying to understand
which is very important.
What they are also doing out there.
That's interesting. Kader, with this collaboration with SokoAerial, how optimistic are you that NAANA Technologies can help bring sanity back to the Burkinabe?
The collaboration is part of our strategy of development because we are coming to launch a drone center focused on armored forces, and with the collaboration with SokoAerial, we can develop the engineering part because we used to develop drone solution for the armored forces, but it was not locally made. So now we want to do it locally. So we need engineering knowledge, and with SokoAerial we are able to do that. We are also focused on cybersecurity with data analysis because you can have the drones, but you cannot have the capabilities to manage data, to get information from data. And now we have these capabilities to analyze, to anticipate, and how to give it to chiefs to make a right decision. And this is the two main parts of the collaboration, and soon we will launch our center and cybersecurity.
That's wonderful. Can this collaboration, really trigger an ECOWAS platform of people who understand this technology coming together to, help the sub-region? And I believe Nigeria in the north these technologies will be helpful to also, unless Nigeria is not interested in employing that. What are the plans moving forward to, integrate the rest of West Africa first into this program?
I think that's the dream. Actually, before CADA came, Nigeria has already come. We have trained some people for their government. Mali also came, and then Burkina is in. And that is the dream for us to have an ECOWAS Center of Excellence where we have all the expertise supporting all the various countries in terms of we fighting one enemy and deploying the right solutions and technology. And with just as you said, that is the way forward. Because if we don't help our neighbors in terms of stopping some of these threats,
they will come down to us. Yes. They'll definitely come down to us. Well, Kader, tell me which drones you might have employed so far from Soko, and how much effectively they have worked for you at the Burkina Bay.
We have deployed in two fields, like strategic intelligence and also in the operational, because according to the intelligence field, we have developed data analysis softwares to help our chiefs, and also to assess the control of vehicle plates, because thanks to AI solutions. On the operation field, we have developed drones, thanks to SokoAerial engineering know-how sharing, develop local drones to help our forces to manage and survey the frontline bases. And also we have towers because the terrorist attacks the telco towers. So we have developed solutions so that the chiefs can have remote video transmissions of some zone of interest to make decisions.
Great stuff. I'll give you a last word, but let me ask you this before that. Do you think all these terrorist attacks have sprung up in your country, Burkina Faso, because of maybe economic hardship in the country? Could that be a major reason why people are rebelling?
Yes, it's part of the problem. It's part of the reasons why people are against the government. Yes.
Kofi,
yes, sir.
What do you have to tell us? Let me give you your last word in terms of making the people understand what your technologies are doing for the region and what the way forward is, and what even the Ghanaian people can support you with to move this dream forward.
Yeah, so I think on a large scale, one of the biggest challenges we're having is the human resources, where students that we are taking from the universities are not well prepared for the kind of technologies we are working on. And we spend a lot of years trying to get them
equipped.
So if the academic institutions can really meet us halfway in terms of preparing these guys for the real world, in terms of the technologies that are already being used to solve some of these problems, it will be a really big change and a really big boost to the corporate environment, and we can really move very fast. Looking at the pace that we are moving now.
That's really good to know. That a lot of jobs in Ghana. My friend tells me there's a lot of jobs in Ghana people are not skilled for.
Yes, very
true. And so you saying this just lays a lot of claim to that. Kader, what do you have to tell the Ghanaian people and the people of Burkina Faso?
Okay. I want first to thank the General Matthew Essien with his continued support, because he supports SokoAerial, and thanks to that we can have a strong collaboration, and together to fight against the terrorists. And my people in Burkina are now aware we need to support the government. We need to have a crowd help to displace people and develop locally. No one will develop or will help us to fight against terrorism. Neither the Western countries, it's only Africans. And now we know we could have the support from the people, from the government. Ukrainians have developed drones thanks to people help. Everyone contribute to develop drones. So why not African cannot support those tech companies to develop locally the drones and help to fight against the terrorism? Absolutely,
that's a very forward-thinking mindset. Really, thanks for your time, Kofi and Kader. Make no mistake, guys, these two soft-spoken gentlemen are doing amazing things in the world of technology, and are making sure that both of our countries, both Ghana and Burkina Faso, are safe from terrorist attacks. In the case of Burkina Faso, they have to act now because they are seeing these attacks right now. Landmines, attacking telecommunication, poles and all of that. those are, terrorism strategies to break the system down. And Kader and Kofi are coming together to find solutions to that through drones and through technology. Really laudable. We should be proud of both of them. We are back after the break. You're live on Xpressive.